Okay.
Welcome everyone to the Windy City YouTube channel. I am Jordan, this is Lewis, and this is our UFC Fight Night Vegas 113 Batista versus Oliveira breakdown. We will start at the bottom per usual for our opener and a barn burner of a fight. Klaudia Syguła versus Priscila Cachoeira. If this loads, you guys will see the things. But Cachoeira is 13-7, 5-7 in the UFC. She's coming off a first round KO loss to Jocelyn Edwards. Syguła is 7-2, 1-1 in the UFC, coming off a decision win over Irina Aleskeva. Syguła is the minus 145 favorite, with Cachoeira coming back at about plus 130. What are you thinking, Lewis?
Okay. Starting off with women's MMA.
Banger.
A fucking banger. Women's MMA usually goes with the younger fighter. I like the younger fighter. One. Number two is Cachoeira just came off one like a very harsh knockout.
Yeah.
And it's her recent one. So now we have to just think about her mentality. Like, is she gonna be more aggressive? Is she gonna be not as chaotic as before. While Syguła, she just got a W. Her last fight was a W. She did pretty good, very good on the striking, and I think she'll win this fight. This is a good fight for her, and hopefully she'll go on a rise, on a little run.
So you're going with Claudia, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do the same thing as my pick. Probably won't have money on this fight, like you said. Women's
Oh,
MMA, low level women's MMA at that, never the best, smartest thing to bet on because you never truly know what you're gonna get. Claudia's, like you said, 10 years younger, a lot better record, career trajectories. It all points to Claudia. Priscilla could come in and just be more aggressive and win a decision because that's how this fight game works sometimes with this level of MMA. But I'm siding with the favorite. Give me Claudia Segula probably to win a decision. We will move Muin Gafurov versus Jakub Wikłacz. Muin Gafurov is 20-6. He is 2-2 in the UFC, and he's coming off a decision win over Rinya Nakamura. Jakub Wikłacz is 17-3-2, 1-0 in the UFC, coming off a decision win over Patchy Mix, where he won on a short notice UFC debut win. He is the plus 110 underdog right now, with Gafurov coming back at minus 130. At first glance, I was all over Jakub here. Dude beat Mix on short notice in a close split decision win that, he could have lost. I didn't know if he really won that fight. But officially he did. But also, is Patchy Mix just not as good as we thought? He should have ran through Jakub and finished him, if he was that good. So is Jakub that good? Is Patchy Mix that bad? I really don't know, and that's the problem for me in this fight. But I'm picking the dog in Jakub to win this fight. Um, and honestly, maybe even find a submission win because so many people are on him, and it doesn't make too much sense other than the fact that he is that good. Because Gafurov is not a slouch. So I'm gonna take him by submission here. I don't know if I'm gonna have a bet. I'm gonna see what those lines look like. Um, I just don't think Gafurov would beat Mix. You know what I mean? I think Mix would do some things to win a decision in that fight. What do you think?
okay. I was actually on Gafurov this
Really?
fight. I did like his last fight. I did like Jakub's last fight with Patchy Mix, but he didn't do any takedowns. He didn't shoot any takedowns.
No.
Even though he has control time, it was Patchy Mix was one forcing those takedowns. But Jakub on the feet was he was holding up,
Yeah.
and Gafurov on the feet was holding up with Rinya Nakamura, but then again, Rinya didn't shoot. This is the thing.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't really
true.
know if this. I'm torn on this fight, but just on the past UFC experience, I'm taking Gafurov.
Fair.
Uh, I I think Jakub still fought like someone who isn't UFC material, so I would say like this is like his actual debut in the UFC. So
100%.
I'm taking Gafurov on that one.
Yeah, no, I mean that's a smart breakdown. I mean you truly never know what you're gonna get, and when you bet on a fight, you should more or less bet on what you know you're gonna get. So like, later in the fight, you're gonna get Jailton Almeida. You know he's gonna go for takedowns. You know he's gonna try to
Yeah.
ride you. Like you bet on what you know you'll get based on what you hope you'll get. So, I mean, that's smart because Gafurov, you'll get consistency in
Exactly.
comparison to you don't know what you might not, you don't know with Jakub yet. Um, we'll see. We're split here, but
Yeah, yeah.
I wouldn't do
I
too
get it.
much craziness on it.
Yeah, I mean, it can go both ways. That's why I was a little torn. But just off the things I already said, like that's the only thing that put me to that side, to lean me to more to him.
It makes sense. It makes sense. So we're split, but still be careful.
Yeah.
Next fight up the card, Wang Cong against Eduarda Moura.
Oh.
Kong is 8-1, 3-1 in the UFC, coming off a decision win over Ariane Lipski de Silva. Moura, on the other hand, is 12-1, also 3-1 in the UFC, coming over off a decision win over Lauren Murphy. Kong Wang is the minus 350 favorite, with Moura coming back at plus 285. What do you think?
Um,
Similar.
Women's MMA again. Don't really know on this one. I guess their losses, well, at least Wang Kong's loss. I know her loss.
Yeah, Fernanda,
It's
or
yeah, it surprised a lot of people. It
100%.
surprised me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kong's a huge favorite, I mean,
so maybe I would just do like I wouldn't even know go for this to go to distance because there can be a
you
World
don't.
War Wang Kong. No, I'm
Yeah,
gonna stay out of it. So
fair.
if I have to, it would be Wang Kong just because I've seen her a little bit more
Yeah.
of her recent, a little bit more than Eduardo Mora.
Yeah. Picking straight money line, it's Kong Wang for me. Again, a bit like Lewis said, a little bit worried, though it is lower level women's MMA, although a little higher than the first fight. Especially in the grappling aspect for Kong. If she gets taken down, what'll happen. Even though, the reason I think if she does get taken down, she'll get back up and she'll win all the exchanges on the feet. I believe the UFC likes Kong Wang, especially with her Joker gimmick and thing. So if it's a close decision, I think she'll win. And I think they were trying to build her up, get another China star in there. Um, so I'm gonna take Wang Kong. Hopefully she starts throws a little heavier and she has the knockout power. So hopefully she uses it this fight. We'll see though. Both on the heavy favorite. Next fight up the card, Saeed Nurmagomedov versus Javid Basharat, one half of the Basharat brothers that is on this card. Nurmagomedov is 18-5. He is 7-4 in the UFC, and he is on a two-fight losing streak. Most recently, a decision loss to Bryce Mitchell. Javid, on the other hand, is 14-2, 3-2 in the UFC. He is also on a two-fight losing streak, though. Most recently, a first-round KO loss to Ricky Simone. Javid is the minus 130 favorite with Saeed coming back at plus 110. Now, both of these guys need a win bad. I'm leaning
Mhm.
Javid here just because I think Saeed is on more of a slip. And Javid's brother, per usual, is on this card with him. Both are looking for big wins. I think both Nurmagomedov and Basharat are well-rounded guys. But Javid's coming off a finish loss. And I think he may be less hesitant to get back in there because he has more to prove, in my opinion. I know a lot of times it's kind of the opposite. The guy who
Yeah,
got finished might be more hesitant to get back in there, a little more scared to exchange. But I don't think Nurmagomedov has the power that Simone had to just put him down like that and put him out cold.
I'll give you that.
So I think it'll be the other way around. So I think Javid will be on the front foot more, putting more pressure up, being less hesitant. Plus, Saeed just seems like there's a lot of pressure from his camp, you know. So I'm gonna take Javid here is my pick to pick up a very much needed win. What do you think?
I'm on the other side. I like
Really?
Nurmagomedov storyline. Oh, this part. His last two fights that he lost are from big names, I can say. Bryce
Yeah.
Mitchell, big name. He out wrestled, out jujitsu him, and you can see how those three rounds. But he got tired. Okay, cool. Then he lost against Vinicius Oliveira, who's headlining this card. So I get, yeah, his losses are okay. That they're against high level people, while Basharat lost against Ricky Simone. Like that's kind of like back in the day type Ricky Simone, you can say like type of hype. I think Nurmagomedov's in this
Fair.
perfect spot to to bounce back as he has to. And number two, he might be one of the first Nurmagomedovs to like one be on a lose 3-5 losing streak and maybe even costing him his job. Imagine that. I just don't see it. I think they have a straight plan for this one. It's a hard one, and I think this one's going over. Uh, it's going to go to the 3 rounds or even to
Yeah,
this. I don't see anybody getting finished. Like you said, Saeed doesn't have that um punching knockout power, but anything can happen on the ground. It doesn't matter how hard you are, but if you get a choke under there,
I like that. I mean, I do think that it's kind of free the over or the go the distance.
yeah.
I don't see either of these guys finishing the other, especially with their recent performances. Uh, cool. So we're split, but we both agree it'll go late. Next fight up the card, Bruna Brasil versus Ketlen Souza, the fighting nerd. Bruna Brasil is 11-5-1, 3-3 in the UFC. She's coming off a decision win over Ming Shi on that road to the UFC card that counted as a UFC fight. Decision loss to Kong Wang before that. Souza, on the other hand, is 15-6, 2-3 in the UFC, and she's coming off back-to-back split decision losses, most recently against Piera Rodriguez. Souza is the minus 160 favorite with Brazil coming back at plus 140. And I just want to note the odds have flipped and reflipped here. Brazil opened as the dog, flipped to the favorite, and is now flipped to the dog again. Who are you picking to win this fight?
Dang. Yeah, I guess they got it right then. I like Souza. Main thing is grappling. The grappling. Bruna Priscila, she's taller for the division, a little bit, bigger for the division. I just, I don't know. There's something with her ground game, which I guess that's why she's with the fighting nerds. Now, number two is there's a storyline with these fighting nerds. They're on a comeback. I I I don't know what it is. They, but then again, do we put her into that conversation? She was one of the first ones to lose from the fighting nerds, and I think she loses again. I'm taking Souza. Experience, grappling, wrestling, upside. 3 rounds. No one's getting finished. Yeah, but
Interesting.
in
Yeah,
general,
I definitely don't think anyone's getting finished either, but I'm on the other side. I think Brazil. Um, I'm gonna pick her as the dog. I actually think Bruna Brazil is a good fighter, but I think she's gun shy. A lot of the times, especially recently,
that's
and
what I mean.
hopefully
Yes.
after her recent wins, she'll open up again and throw or recent win and throw some bombs. Like you said, I like something was going on with her. Um, I'm gonna
Hesitant is
pick
the
her.
word. Yes.
What?
Hesitant. She was very
She's
hesitant.
hesitant, yeah, and
Yes, that's
and
what
I
you're
think
saying.
she's
Yes,
good.
that's right.
Um, so I'm picking Bruno Brazil as the dog. I got a lot of dogs on this card for some reason.
I like it.
We're going Bruno Brazil. We're split again. I think we've been split on what all these but one, the favorite. No, all of them but two. Two favorites.
Nice,
I
nice.
assume we'll be on the same one here, but I don't know. Maybe we'll move though.
Okay.
Nikolay Veretennikov against Niko Price. This one has just been added as a bunch of pullouts, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So Nikolay is 13-7, 1-3 in the UFC. He's coming off a decision loss to Punahele Soriano. Price is 16-9, 8-9 in the UFC, and coming off a submission loss to Jacob Smith. Odds came out on this fight this morning. Vretnikov is a huge minus 250-ish favorite, with Nico coming out back at like a plus 200-ish underdog. Uh, I expected that, but when I wrote my thing up, there were no odds out. I said I expect Nikolay to be the heavier favorite. Even though they're the same age, he is the prospect, I guess could
Yes.
say. Uh, Less UFC damage, wear and tear, even though the amount of fights they have are very close. So I'm gonna pick him to win here. Nikolay's good. He has run into some tough dudes in the UFC. Danny Barlow, Soriano, even Vanderford is not an easy fight, and in his win against Francisco Prado as well, it was not an easy fight. Price is a dog though, and he does have really good level of competition on his record too. But I'm taking Nikolay Vretnikov. May take him by KO depending on how those odds look. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Same side. I got Nikolay. Nico is just like you, and I'm glad you said it. UFC, like they both have almost the exact same fights, but Nico's just been in there with some dogs in the UFC and for a long time. And yeah, Nikolay is the prospect in this fight. Um, Same age, almost same reach. That's
Similar
cool.
and
Like
everything. Yeah.
yeah, they're almost close to the same. But the odds have it at minus 200 for a reason. That's crazy.
Yeah, the
The
strike numbers.
strikes. Yes, the first one. Yes, maybe because of the UFC fights. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's probably UFC odds or
Yeah,
UFC stats.
that's yeah. Yeah, still. Nico got lucky there. Not lucky. I think he upset a lot of people on his prior win before he lost. He was kind of like, nah, still same.
All right, we're going
Nikolay.
Nikolay
I'm picking
Veretennikov to win
Nikolay.
this fight.
Yeah.
The final prelim, the feature prelim, Alex Morono versus Daniil Donchenko. Morono is 24 and 12, 13 and 9 in the UFC. And he is on a three-fight losing streak. Most recently, a first-round knockout loss to Carlos Leal. Donchenko, on the other hand, is 12 and 2, 13 and 2 on that screen, 1 and 0 in the UFC, and he's coming off a first-round KO win against Rodrigo Cezinando in the tough finale. So this is technically his first UFC fight against the UFC competition. Um, if you don't count the tough finale, even though that does count as your UFC record. What are you thinking?
This is a Dana White layup.
Great.
This is a Dana White layup. Donchenko by KO in the first, either first or second round. Morono got KO'd by Carlo Leal, who is a kickboxer, Muay Thai stand-up striker. That is what Donchenko is. Donchenko is almost the same height. Let me see, 5'11". Yes. Cool. Leg reach. Beats him by 3 inches. Last time.
Head kick KO?
Head kick KO. I really like it. I like the chances.
Yeah.
Easy pick. Yeah,
I,
easy pick for me.
I agree. Moreno's tough. He could win. He has the UFC experience and is probably better overall in general, but I don't see him winning. Um, this is clearly a prospect versus aging vet on his way out, like you said, where he's supposed to get finished. I won't read much more into that. Daniil Janchenko by KO is the pick as well, or by finish,
Yes, sir.
whatever. We will move to the main card. Opening up the main card, Dustin Jacoby versus Julius Walker. Jacoby is 21-9 and 1, 9-6 and 1 in the UFC. Coming off back-to-back KO wins, most recently a first-round KO win over Bruno Lopez. Walker is 7 and 1, 1 and 1 in the UFC, coming off a decision win over Rafael Cachoeira. Walker is the plus 170 dog, with Jacoby being the minus 200 favorite. I want to hear what you think about this fight first.
Oh, don't tell me this.
Do you have an opinion?
Of course I do. Jacoby.
Yeah.
I like his stand up. I've seen his fight. Him and Nicholas Dalby are the two like dark horses where I can say is like they're like not not praised enough of how their stand-ups is. I really like they're both stand-ups. They're strikers slash brawlers where they just they eat anything that comes in and they're die live by the sword, die by the sword type. Julius Walker went to a decision with Rafael. Who?
Yeah.
There's no there. Come on. What was his loss against who? Come on, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because
Experience in this fight.
I
Go ahead.
agree with you. No, I agree with you. And I don't know why, like I feel like this is a weird fight. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so it's
I'll give you that.
this is a late notice put together fight, right? Walker was supposed to fight Uran and Jacoby was supposed to fight Jimmy Crute at 325 last week. So, but both their opponents pulled out or whatever, and now they're fighting each other. And in my opinion, Jacoby was in a bigger fight to begin with. He was on a numbered card. Um, but there's like a weird feeling in my head that Jacoby's gonna get knocked out here. I'm picking Jacoby to win. I think he's gonna win. He should win this fight. He's better. He is better, even though he's a lot older. Moneyline pick is Dustin Jacoby, but there's like a weird feeling in my head he's gonna get knocked out, and I can't take that. I don't know why. Like there shouldn't be, but Dustin Jacoby is the pick. Probably, honestly, maybe this fight just did not go the distance. Maybe fight to not go the distance is the bet. I don't know what that looks like yet.
I know what you're saying though. like there's always those fights where you're always like, oh, this is an easy like layup kind of fight,
Yeah,
and
like
then
Walker's not that good, but he has power.
exactly, and then it just takes one. I'll give you that. No, no, I'll give you
Yeah,
that.
Jacoby's like what,
Like the tie.
37?
Yeah,
Sorry, go
I have to
ahead.
give you that. 37 for real?
I think he's something like that.
No, I was saying I was like I was gonna compare it to
37.
like how we all thought Ty and Teixeira were gonna like get knocked out or anybody gonna get it was gonna be done and it went to like decision like
Yeah,
but then again they decided to
they
yeah
both gassed.
yeah
All right, so we're both on Dustin Jacoby, but I'm just a little hesitant. Next fight, a banger on the card that means a lot in the bantamweight division. Gene Matsumoto versus Farid Basharat. Matsumoto 17-1, 3-1 in the UFC, coming off a split decision win over Miles Johns. Farid, on the other hand, is 14-0, 5-0 in the UFC, coming off a decision win over Chris Gutierrez. Farid is the minus 250 favorite with Matsumoto coming back at plus 220. Interesting fight. I am personally not a big fan of the Basharat brothers. I'm going dog here. I'm going Gene to hand my Basharat his first loss. I think he can hang in the striking, get back up when he gets taken down, most likely. And I think this fight is going to ride on who wins the exchanges on the feet. And I'm going with Gene Matsumoto to do that. But I don't know. I'm not confident in it. But it's a nice dog pick, in my opinion. What are you thinking?
and I really think that's like the smartest dog pick of like the whole card. This one is like it has value to it because this to me plus 200 on Gene Matsumoto. That's
You may never get him like that again.
yeah. That was like Vinicius Oliveira when he was plus 200. Vinicius Oliveira, right? And he's in the main card now. Like that he opened at plus 200. Whatever the case, it has value because this should be a little more closer. For one, two, Matsumoto can arguably be 18-0. We all know blah blah
100%.
blah that fight. Okay. The only thing is his defense is a little chaotic
Terrible.
in all those three fights.
Yeah.
Yes. I those three fights had me at the edge of the seat. Those three fights. Um always gets taken down. He always gets taken down. So I'm for sure gonna play the 1.5 on BetMGM. They got like that. That's been low key whatever.
The
The
over
takedowns for yes for Basharat, but for value wise, yes, I think this is gonna go to decision. This might even go to a split decision.
I like that.
I I'm gonna play all those. There's value in that, and I will not get mad if it goes the other way, unless he gets outclassed. But other than that, I feel very good picking Matsumoto, putting my hard-earned money on Matsumoto.
I agree. I'm trying to a split majority decision is plus 900 and plus 750, but I don't know what the just in general, but on each of them plus 900 and plus 750, so it's probably around plus 4 or 500 to win by split decision in anyone. But we'll see what those odds look like when they come out too. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
then I think
surprising. We're
yeah,
both on the dog here. We're
I
both on
like
the
that.
dog here. The hand for Reed Basher his first career loss.
And like you said, like sometimes it'll happen. Like people might think Basharad's minus 200, and those minus 200s are always some of them go the other way. Like I've hit some underdogs that are always like 200 and like there's some
100%.
going on with that.
The the
Perfect
the
value type.
The big ones, the big dog hits are always the mid dogs, not the slight dogs, not the heavy dogs. It's the mid dogs.
Yep.
So we're both on Gene Matsumoto here. We'll move up the card to a banger. Michal Olaczyk against Marc-Andre Barriault. Michal is 21-9, 9-7 in the UFC, and he's coming off back-to-back first-round KO wins, most recently over GM3 Gerald Meerschaert. Marc-Andre Barriault is 17-10 with one no contest. He is 6-9 in the UFC. He's coming off a decision loss to Nurmagomedov and has lost 4 of his last 5. Marc-Andre is the plus 280 dog with Michal coming back at minus 340. Fun, violent fight. What are you thinking?
Minus 350.
Yeah,
Jesus. Oh, that KO prop is always live. He's on that southpaw stance while Mark, well, MAB, he's on that ortho. There's always a lot of openings with, especially with your southpaw, especially with his boxing, his forward pressure. Now MAP is durable. I'm I'm taking the round two KO for Olishinchek. A lot of people have been from fighting nerds have been winning in the second round.
I
I'm
like it.
riding that. I like the fact that MAB is very durable for the most part. And as long as Olishinchek doesn't gas out, I haven't seen him in the third round in quite a while. I like the second round. Second round speaks to me. A lot of people are going to be on the first. And last week, a lot of people were on Sakil to knock out. A lot of people were on it. That was a parlay buster. You saved, you saved me. You saved some people. I told some people about that play, and I think this is almost going to be the exact same. A lot of people are expecting a round one, another round one. I'm taking round two.
I like it.
KO Prop Life. I
I
like
like
it.
it. I mean, it's going to be a violent fight. Both these guys can
It
brawl,
is.
and Barrio's a
It's both
dog,
is.
so he
Yep.
could survive. He probably will survive 5 minutes. I agree. Um, but his chin has been checked and may be going. So 100% if it makes it to the second, he's probably going to start throwing some haymakers. Michal's in the fighting nerds camp. Like we said, he's coming off some great KO wins, and I don't expect this fight to go the distance. Michal's the pick, but I like the second round finish, second round KO. Be more specific.
And that. Yes,
Both on
sir.
Michal. Love the second round play. Let's move to a fight that doesn't make too much sense to me. Jailton Almeida versus Rizvan Kuniev. Almeida is 22 and 4. He is 8 and 2 in the UFC, and he is coming off a decision loss to Alexander Volkov. Kuniev, on the other hand, is 13 3 and 1, 0 and 1 in the UFC, coming off a split decision loss to Curtis Blades. Like I said, I truthfully don't understand the odds here. Almeida was a bigger favorite against Volkov than he is here in this fight. I understand the UFC doesn't want to see Almeida keep winning because of his fight style, but still, the odds shouldn't impact that. Almeida's ranked sixth. Kudiev, I don't believe, is ranked. Maybe it has something to do with Almeida taking this on short notice. But I'm still taking Jailton Almeida to win this fight. What are you thinking?
Yeah, same on same side. I'm taking Gelton Almeida. People are saying that Kuniev, like Curtis Blades couldn't take out Kuniev. It took him so many times and he couldn't. But Almeida ragdolled him at UFC 299. I was there. Ragdolled him. But Almeida just doesn't do anything when he's on the ground and got ground and pounded with those elbows. Cool, okay. But Almeida won the first round, love it or not. But he won the first round. Now,
Yeah,
hear me out. He's like in a position where he 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 fucking has to knock this guy out.
yeah,
I feel like he's in this position. Don't submit him. Don't play with him. He's decent with the grappling. Take him down, control him, and just go Hulk smash on his ass.
yeah. And just make him
I
cover up and quit.
exactly elbows, and he's good on the elbows. He's good at the ground and pound, but he just doesn't do it. I think this is the fight where it just got to it's gonna get to him. His last fight, it was his win, and the judges quote unquote robbed it for him. I like that Volkov won, so it teaches him a lesson. Yes, I like that. Hopefully, it teaches him a lesson on this fight. I'm taking Almeida by KO, just by itself. No plan on that. But Almeida on a parlay is just straight up. I like it. Minus 300 is a little bit, but I like it.
All right, let's do it. I mean, Almeida's a minus 150 favorite here. Not even a big favorite in general.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Both on Almeida. I like the finish. Let's move to the co-main event of the evening. Amir Albazi versus Kyoji Horiguchi. Albazi 17 and 2, 5 and 1 in the UFC, coming off a decision loss to Brandon Moreno in his first UFC losses. Horiguchi is 35 and 5. He is 8 and 1 in the UFC, but 1 and 0 in this second stint, and he's coming off a submission win over Tagir Ulanbekov. Horiguchi is the heavy minus 350 favorite, with Albazi coming back at plus 295. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Quick and easy. Horiguchi to win this fight. Albazi, two things on him. Number one, Brandon Moreno exposed him. Exposed him on the ground, exposed him his jiu-jitsu and a little bit of wrestling that he had, exposed it. I'm sure Horiguchi has been training. He's at, I believe, Killcliff. He trains over there with some top guys. That's number one. Number two, Horiguchi. is going to take him down. I'm taking the takedowns, the over takedowns. Don't know if he'll submit him or finish the fight. It is a 3 rounder. I'm taking Horiguchi. He's gonna be in the title mix very, very soon.
I agree 100%. He looked amazing in his return to the UFC. He smoked a gear. And like you said, Albazi did not look as good against Moreno. I'm going with Horiguchi to win this fight and will most likely be his final title shot. Rod, what are you thinking? What are you about to say?
Yeah. No, yeah, yeah. Moicano. Moicano's that's his teammate. I
Okay.
remember Moicano saying Moicano had the Show Me the Money podcast saying, "Hey, this guy Horiguchi, and he's a flyweight, and he can take me. He's super strong. Blah blah blah. Like praising him when they were sparring. I like it. Is and especially that flyweight where it's kind of up to grabs right now.
100%.
I like it.
Cool. We're both on Horiguchi. We think it is his time to win, make a title shot. Let's go. Main event of the evening, Mario Batista versus Vinicius Oliveira. Batista is 16 and 3, 10 and 3 in the UFC, coming off a decision loss to Umar Nurmagomedov. Lockdog is 23 and 3, 4 0 in the UFC, coming off a decision win over Kyler Phillips. Let's hear it. You smiled right away. Let's hear the Lockdog pick.
My heart's saying lockdown, but my brain, my like the UFC brain, the person who has been looking at all this is just this is a Bautista snooze fest kind of. It's gonna do the exact same thing what he did to Jose Aldo. Jose Aldo was very dangerous on the feet. Well, at least he thought. He's a little bit older. Long story short, cross sniffed him for 3 rounds. Bautista has the grappling. Bautista has the cardio to go full 5 rounds. Oliveira looked gassed when he did the flying knee to Sopaj. He looked gassed, and that was a 3 rounder. No, that was like 2, 3 years ago. Cool, but no, this is a 5 rounder. This is his first 5 rounder. A lot of light shining on him. Smartest pick is to take Bautista. Yeah, go ahead.
Fair enough. I agree. I mean, I'm on Batista too. I think me, you, a lot of other people, not the biggest fan of Mario Batista, but the dude
Yeah,
is very good and he wins. And even in losses like his last fight, he does not look bad and he has his moments. Picking him to win, and honestly, I think he might win by finish in the later rounds. Once we get to the
I can
late
see that.
third, fourth, fifth round, we don't know how Oliveira will look. We really don't because we,
He
like you said,
guessed.
we have seen him gas. We don't know how he's going to look in the
Yeah,
fourth round. We don't know how he's going to look in the fifth round, especially with Batista's pressure. So he could just straight
yep.
up death gas, and that's that. Like Batista doesn't even need to do a lot to finish him because he'll cover up because he just can't do anything. So I'm going to take Batista.
Mhm.
I'm going to take Batista to win. I think it'll be a late finish, but
I like that.
it's
I'm gonna play,
probably either
but I'm gonna
yeah,
take. Yeah,
it's probably either
go
Batista or
ahead.
Vinicius early or Batista late. I mean, that's probably what it comes down
Mm.
to. Either Venetia catches him early or but because I don't see a world, I'm guessing you don't either, the way you were talking about Oliveira grinding a decision win. I mean, there's a world where he wins
Fuck
one,
no.
two, and three or four. Um, but I don't know if I see it,
He has to
especially
drop him at least in. Yeah, yeah. Oliver. Oh, well, a good thing about Oliveira, he's. I don't want to say he doesn't give up, but
his heart.
he's the lock dog. Like the
Yeah.
dog will come out. We can like I expect that, but there's a difference from like a cardio machine to like a pressure machine. There's
Yeah.
someone can keep up for 25 minutes, or someone who can pressure you constant to the cage, make you think up, upper
100%.
body down, and that's too much. I've been there. It's just too much. Yeah, Bautista is the smartest pick to do. Oliveira needs to knock him out. I like that. I might play this to not go to distance where the last two main events
Have
have
gone, and
have
we didn't
gone.
think it
Sorry,
was
yeah,
gonna.
yeah. So is that something we have to think about?
Yeah.
Mm,
I mean, we're kind of due for a main event finish, right?
yes, we are due.
And
Give
maybe we'll
him.
do that.
Yeah,
But we're both on Bautista as the money line pick. So that
correct.
will be that. Maybe fight doesn't go the distance. And that was our UFC Fight Night Vegas 113 Bautista versus Oliveira breakdown. I hope you guys enjoyed. We will see you next time.